Ladies and gentlemen, success is a word that ignites the heart, stirs the soul, and awakens dreams buried under the dust of doubt. But while many chase it, few understand the true cost that accompanies it. We admire the victories, the trophies, the luxury, the applause, but we often fail to see the long nights, the missed parties, the uncelebrated birthdays, the hours of solitude, and the internal battles that lead to the summit. The truth is simple yet profound. The price of success is sacrifice. There is no shortcut to any place worth going. People want the reward without the risk, the shine without the grind, the outcome without the effort. But success has a gatekeeper, and that gatekeeper's name is sacrifice. You must be willing to give up who you are today for who you could become tomorrow. As J.J. Watt once said, success isn't owned, it's leased, and rent is due every day. What separates the successful from the unsuccessful is not just talent, intelligence, or resources. It's the willingness to endure discomfort, to say no when others say yes, to do what others won't so you can live how others can't. Sacrifice is giving up the good for the great, the saying goodbye to instant gratification and saying hello to long-term vision. Think of the greatest athletes in the world. Michael Jordan wasn't simply born with a basketball in his hands and a destiny written in gold. He was cut from his high school team, but instead of quitting, he sacrificed his teenage distractions, poured himself into his craft, and became a legend. He said, "I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." That failure was not a stop sign. It was a signal to work harder, to give more, to sacrifice comfort for greatness. In the early mornings when the world sleeps, champions are training. In the quiet corners of libraries, scholars are reading. Behind the curtains of glamour and lights, entrepreneurs are working 100-hour weeks. You see, success demands a level of obsession that may look crazy to others. People will call you foolish, fanatical, or unrealistic. But as Steve Jobs said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Sacrifice is not about loss. It's about investment. You're trading time, energy, and effort now for a future where those investments multiply. It's saying no to that party so you can say yes to your purpose. It's saying no to comfort so you can say yes to challenge. It's saying no to fear so you can say yes to growth. Nothing meaningful ever came from ease. Success is not an accident. It is the result of intentional sacrifice. Look around at every skyscraper, every innovation, every business empire, every inspiring individual. You will see a story built on sacrifice. Nights without sleep, days without applause, months without validation, years without recognition. Yet through it all, the fire within kept them going. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before he created the light bulb. Someone once asked him how it felt to fail so many times. He replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That kind of mindset only comes from someone who has sacrificed doubt for determination, fear for faith, and hesitation for hard work. Too many people want change without challenge. They want success without sacrifice. But you can't climb a mountain without leaving the valley behind. You can't embrace your future while holding on to your past. You must make room for the new by letting go of the old. You might have to sacrifice time with friends. You might have to sacrifice sleep. You might have to let go of toxic relationships. You might have to turn off the television, shut down social media, and eliminate distractions. Success is jealous. It doesn't share its loyalty with mediocrity. Every successful person you admire has walked a lonely road at some point. Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty, rose through rejection and setbacks. She said, "The big secret in life is that there is no big secret. Whatever your goal, you can get there if you're willing to work. And what is work but consistent sacrifice? Understand this. You will not always be motivated. That is why discipline and sacrifice are so important. Motivation may spark the journey, but sacrifice fuels it. You must be willing to do what you must do, even when you don't feel like doing it. That is the cost of greatness. There will be days when quitting looks like the easiest option. There will be times when your sacrifices seem pointless, when the progress is invisible, when results lag far behind effort. But remember, roots grow before fruits show. You are not wasting your time. You are building something invisible that will soon become undeniable. Pain is temporary. Sacrifice is momentary. But success is a legacy. You may lose sleep, but you'll gain purpose. You may lose parties, but you'll gain pride. You may lose comfort, but you'll gain character. And character is the foundation of every truly successful life. People often ask, is it worth it? That's the wrong question. The right question is, are you willing to pay the price? Because the price is steep, and it must be paid in full in advance. There are no buy now pay later plans in the world of achievement. If you are not willing to give up what you have, you will never become who you could be. That includes bad habits, weak excuses, limiting beliefs, and distractions. That includes trading hours of entertainment for hours of self-improvement. That includes replacing comfort with courage. Arnold Schwarzenegger said, "You can't climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pockets. You must get to work. You must make sacrifices that others refuse to make. Because in the end, the pain of discipline is always less than the pain of regret. Don't just chase success, earn it. And to earn it, you must outwork, outlast, and outsacrifice those who merely dream while you do. Success does not come to those who want it. It comes to those who are willing to bleed for it. There are people who will tell you to take it easy, to not overdo it, to slow down. Don't listen. Those people are usually living lives they don't love. If you want an extraordinary life, you cannot live it like everyone else. You have to dare to be different. You have to be brave enough to sacrifice fitting in for standing out. Every time you sacrifice something now, you are saying yes to a better version of yourself in the future. You are sowing seeds in silence that will bloom in brilliance. You are separating yourself from the average by walking a road fewer are willing to walk. When you feel tired, remember why you started. When you feel tempted to quit, remember what's at stake. When you doubt if it's worth it, remind yourself that the price of success is always cheaper than the price of regret. Regret lasts a lifetime. Sacrifice is temporary. Success is not a mystery. It is a formula. Hard work plus consistency plus sacrifice equals success. You don't need luck. You need commitment. You don't need perfection. You need persistence. You don't need applause. You need action. You must get comfortable being uncomfortable. Growth doesn't happen in safety. It happens in the stretch. It happens in the silence when no one is watching, when no one is clapping. It happens when you keep going long after motivation has left the building. Ask yourself, what am I willing to give up to get what I want? If the answer is not much, then success will likely remain out of reach. But if the answer is everything it takes, then you're on your way, because the price of success is sacrifice, and the sooner you embrace that truth, the sooner success will embrace you. It's easy to talk about dreams. It's harder to wake up early for them. It's harder to train, study, and grind for them. But that's the difference between a wish and a goal. Wishes are free. Goals cost something. They cost time, energy, and sacrifice. John C. Maxwell once said, "You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. That change often starts with sacrifice. Sacrificing who you are for who you want to become. And it's not a one-time deal. It's a lifestyle. Every day is a decision. Will you choose the path of comfort or the path of challenge? Will you choose excuses or execution? Will you choose habits that keep you stuck or habits that pull you forward? In the end, success is not just about what you achieve, it's about what you overcome. It's about the price you paid when no one believed in you, when the odds were stacked against you, when the world gave you every reason to quit but you kept going. That sacrifice, that tenacity, that resilience, that is the essence of success. So go ahead, sacrifice the old you for the future you. Sacrifice the ordinary for the extraordinary. Sacrifice the temporary for the timeless. Pay the price with passion, perseverance, and purpose. And know that every drop of sweat, every moment of doubt, every step of faith will one day be worth it. Because when you finally arrive at that mountaintop, when the doors open, when the dreams become reality, and when the world claps for your success, they'll never fully know the sacrifices you made to get there. But you will. and that knowing will mean more than any applause ever could. The price of success is sacrifice. Pay it with everything you've got. Because in the end, it's not just success that's waiting. It's the person you were always meant to become.